Today on Investigate TV Plus, when doctors say there's nothing more they can do, parents refuse to give up hope.
Sammy has been the miracle of the decade.
How their son went from fighting for every breath after a school shooting to inspiring his family and caregivers with this strength.
Then from parade routes to family photo albums, logging runs deep in a small Oregon town. But the closure of the only sawmill shattered its identity.
The mill is the heart of the town. After it shut down, a lot of people just didn't have jobs.
How one company focused on sustainable building is helping a community move forward.
We can innovate and use that heritage that built Philomath at the same time.
And after a woman watched her brother go from living on the streets to making a living selling his art, she had an idea to connect with companies employing people who have struggled to find work.
We're building a movement to challenge the misconceptions about what people are capable of. It's about giving people the opportunities that they deserve.
In-depth stories that inform and inspire. You're watching Investigate TV Plus. When children are at school, learning should be the focus, but too often, safety takes a front row seat in the classroom. I'm Tisha Powell.
And I'm Lee Zurich. Every year, guns are brought on campus, threatening the lives of students and staff. According to the K-12 school shooting database, incidents have been on the rise since the pandemic. 2023 and 24 recorded the all-time high and second highest number of K-12 cases.
In Madison, Wisconsin, then 17-year-old Sammy Garduno Martinez was one of 6 people injured when a fellow student opened fire at the Abundant Life Christian School. The shooting happened on December 16, 2024. A teacher, student, and the shooter also died during the attack.
Sammy was shot several times and spent months recovering in the hospital, a process so painful, his family says, it's sometimes hard for them to put into words.
But they say his strength is inspiring them to keep their faith and never give up. Reporter Lee Mills shares Sammy's story.
It's a parent's unending love.
Hola, Sammy.
And faith.
I love you.
That's held the Garduno Martinez family together.
Can you make a happy face?
Ambulance, squad car, fire engine.
They found multiple victims.
After a student opened fire at ALCS.
Suddenly I received a text message and I saw the message.
Gabby Martinez was working from home.
And it was my other son saying that, Mom, Sammy got shot.
Sammy had been shot 4 times, twice in the head.
He was unconscious as a result of the gunshots to his head.
Trauma doctors at American Family Children's Hospital rushed him into surgery.
I don't know if he was minutes or hours from losing his life, but that was certainly life-saving surgery.
The doctors came out and said, we've done everything we could, so now it's just wait. They had to remove half of the bone in his head. And he said that 45% of his brain was damaged.
Doctors gave Sammy at most a 3% chance of surviving.
That day was, I never been live a day like that day. So painful. But God has been give us the strength to keep it moving forward, to see multiple miracles and wonders.
And 9 days later, one of those miracles. Sammy was off the breathing tube, and more would follow. Sammy started eating, talking, and walking.
I see how much he can do on his own, just getting a little help here and there. But he was working really hard.
Incredible progress for somebody with so much trauma, so much damage, especially to his brain.
Doctors gave the family a discharge date. And then the unthinkable.
Sammy had a devastating setback. He started to become confused and then started having seizures.
In March of 2025, Sammy's doctors discovered a rare form of autoimmune encephalitis.
When the encephalitis came, was devastating again.
It seems like it's not, we don't have it in the hospital. And the seizures began like a minute and a half. It was increasing all the time. And it took like an hour and a half constantly to see him like that. It was really hard to see him like that.
Sammy was back in the ICU in an induced coma for 5 weeks.
He came out in mid-April to the hospitalist service, not moving, not talking. He was opening his eyes, but all those other functions had been lost.
For months, Sammy was unable to speak or move.
Sammy was screaming all day long and pain. It was really hard to us to stay in the room. And it was really hard to be out of the room.
But Gabby and Aspidi's faith never faltered.
And I said, God, I don't want to hear. It's too much. It's so painful. I said, okay. I will keep on believing. You did it once, you're going to do it twice. I know.
And little by little,
Can you go a little higher?
Sammy began coming back.
Incredible progress that even 2-3 months ago, I'm not sure we were expecting that.
Sammy's seizures have stopped. He can breathe on his own again. And his signature smile has returned too.
Sammy has been the miracle of the decade.
I do believe in miracles. We live in a very complicated and complex world, and I'm hopefully optimistic that this miracle can continue forward.
I love you guys.
In October of 2025, Sammy left the hospital in Wisconsin. Many of his 350 care team members lined the hallways to celebrate and say goodbye.
It's bittersweet, it's tragic, but at the same time, hopefully there's some hope.
I'm excited and happy and I'm emotional, and I didn't even have tears to cry how happy I am. Thank you to everyone that's been praying for us.
Sammy will spend some time being treated at a rehab hospital in Chicago. Then his family says they plan to return to Madison, where they're looking for a new house. Dr. Williams says Sammy will probably always need some level of care, and the family says it would actually cost more to retrofit their home than to buy a new, handicapped, accessible one.
Still to come, the closure of a sawmill leaves more than 100 people without jobs in a small town on the brink.
I think there was a lot of fear that was going to be it.
How a new owner is using sustainable strategies to inspire hope in the community.
This isn't over yet. We still have another chapter to write here.
Then later, researchers find evidence prehistoric pets scored premium meals.
They both got something out of it. On one hand, they got treats, and on the other hand, they got companionship.
We get insight into how our relationship with dogs has evolved.
You can watch Investigate TV Plus anytime online. Just subscribe to our YouTube channel at Investigate TV. You can catch stories and full episodes. Millions of acres of forest span the United States, but the Forest Service finds many are overcrowded with smaller trees, increasing the risk of catastrophic wildfires. They say tree thinning projects help reduce the risk of damage and encourage making use of those materials, as it also helps rural economies.
One state that knows the importance of the timber industry, Oregon. About 50% of the state is covered in forest. And in small towns, timber isn't just part of the economy, it's part of the community's identity. So in 2024, when a major mill outside of Portland shut down, many feared the end of an era. But the town says it's starting a new chapter thanks to a high-tech wood manufacturer.
Reporter Ezra Kaplan shows us how the town is now focused on the future as sawmills adapt to sustainable building.
At the annual Philomath Frolic and Rodeo, the timber industry is present at nearly every turn.
A lot of the parade is actually timber, the industry and everything, but which you see that every day when you're up on Main Street. But hey, Tim.
It's a close-knit community with many family trees built on generations of logging.
My grandpa used to haul Oaks Mill. My dad has been in it since he came out of high school.
Hunter Petter is 19 years old with a commercial driver's license, and he sees his future in timber.
I mean, I don't really know anything else.
So when Philomath's Inner Four Mill closed, it hit hard.
The mill is the heart of the town. After it shut down, a lot of people just didn't have jobs.
We had no idea what was going to happen. I think there was a lot of fear that that was going to be it.
The mill was the only one within city limits. When it closed, more than 100 jobs disappeared in a town of just under 6,000. But 6 months later, something unexpected. The old mill got a new owner, a Portland-based company called Timberlab.
So when that Timberlab news came in, I think there was this sort of breath of new life, like, oh wow, okay, this isn't over yet.
Timberlab is a modern wood manufacturer that makes mass timber, giant factory-made wood panels and beams, strong enough to take the place of concrete and steel in large buildings.
Back in the day, you were using large trees to make the columns and beams for these structures. And today, with advances in technology, you can use small pieces of wood, 2x4s, 2x6s, 2x8s, laminated together.
Much of that work is done ahead of time in a factory, so buildings go up faster and with less waste.
So the whole building is built digitally, and it comes out to site and gets put in a place in a very predictable way.
And they're competitive on price. Timberlab says mass timber is now cost neutral with steel and concrete, and it's better for the environment. Mass timber can cut carbon pollution in half compared to concrete or steel, and it stores carbon for decades. And the business is growing. Timberlab plans to double its headcount over the next 5 years and is opening new facilities across Oregon, like in Philomath.
If we can come in and help revitalize that industry in that town, that's a huge benefit to the local community.
And while it's too soon to know exactly how many jobs will return, there's reason for optimism.
So, even if we only get 50 jobs back or 70 jobs back, that's 50 to 70 more jobs than we thought we'd get back.
For Philomath, it means honoring its history while building something new.
We don't have to choose between this kind of heritage and innovation in the future. We can innovate and use that heritage that built Philomath at the same time.
In a town built by timber and bound by tradition, the silence of a shuttered sawmill is giving way to the sound of a new chapter.
Beyond the economic boost, Timberlab says their mass timber products are built with safety in mind. When laminated together, the thick wood panels char on the outside but hold their strength inside, which the company says often performs better in fire tests than steel. While experts say the drawbacks of using this type of building material are minimal, mass timber can dry out more slowly than conventional lumber, which can increase the potential for insects and mold. But experts say proper moisture excluding treatments can help mitigate the problem.
Coming up, generating job opportunities for people in need of a lifeline.
Our goal is to impact millions of lives through these purchases.
How one business is encouraging hotels to use products that uplift communities.
But first, bones uncovered in Alaska could help explain our love for dogs.
These animals were eating salmon for a big part of the year, probably relying on stored salmon.
We dig into the relationship experts believe is thousands of years in the making.
Our in-depth coverage continues. You can get connected to Investigate TV Plus on all social media platforms.
It's well known that dogs are man's best friend, but researchers believe pups and people have been through thick and thin together for thousands of years.
Reporter Alex Flippen takes an in-depth look at a discovery in Alaska and what experts say it could reveal about early relationships with our now furry family members.
It's a nice feeling to come home and find a good friend waiting on you.
When I pull up, I see them looking out the window.
Or several good friends, as is the case with self-described dog lover Nikki Garrett.
Some people call me the crazy dog lady because I have 4. And I'm one of those people that could say I like dogs more than people.
Maybe not quite to that degree.
Oh my goodness.
But new evidence suggests people and pups have been enjoying each other's company for thousands of years. During research digs in Alaska, anthropologists discovered the remains of early dog-like mammals. And
we found evidence that they ate a lot of
salmon, which wouldn't seem that odd for Alaska, according to anthropologist Dr. Francois Lonway, whose team made the discovery. Except these dogs weren't found in spots where salmon is even available.
Which in that part of Alaska suggests that people fed that salmon to the animals. These animals were eating salmon for a big part of the year, probably relying on stored salmon that people caught in the summer and then dried for use throughout the winter.
The dogs' remains were from about 12,000 years ago, when humans, and apparently dogs, moved with the changing seasons. Researchers say the dogs helped hunting and carrying loads. The people made sure their four-legged friends were taken care of.
They both got something out of it. On one hand, they got treats, and on the other hand, they got companionship.
Creating a now scientifically proven bond that for centuries has benefited both humans and dogs alike.
They love you no matter what, so it doesn't matter what kind of day you're having, you come home and I have 4 little butts wiggling to see me the second I walk through that door, and so it's just like, how can they not make you feel better?
She is not wrong. I'll go home from work today and be excited to see everyone, and only one will be excited to see me, and that is Maple, who will run to the door and, be very excited.
Will her butt be wiggling?
No, but her butt wiggles, yes. Everybody else just ignores me, though.
She's so cute.
She is.
Yeah.
Up next, luxury hotels stock their shelves with cookies baked by trauma survivors.
Companies are buying products every day that could be leveraged to change people's lives.
It's a business model some say has become a recipe for second chances, proving the most powerful ingredient is believing in someone's potential.
You can watch Investigate TV Plus anytime streaming online. Get the app for Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and Apple TV. It's free to download.
There are many reasons people face obstacles to finding work. They may be survivors of domestic violence, recently out of prison, or living with a disability.
But one business says it's helping generate job opportunities across the world by putting impact over profit.
Reporter Deborah Alfarone shows us how purchasing with intention can help unlock a person's potential.
These aren't just mouth-watering Irish shortbread cookies in delicious flavors. They're a lifeline. The women who bake them all face barriers to work.
We help trauma survivors, so that includes females that have been through domestic violence, trafficking, any mental health struggle, marginalized.
Caroline Johnston started Green Island Bakery with 2 missions: to share a taste of Ireland and to create jobs for women who need them.
Then I went to school, high school in Belfast, and it was just really scary, and I developed anxiety. Everything I went through, like struggles with mental health, encouraged me to help others today and just provide a safe working environment and safe space for them to grow.
The Washington, D.C.-based brand is growing. That means they can employ more women. It's almost my time to taste test, but first, this bakery is one ingredient in a robust recipe to create opportunity and equity. Meet Lauren McCann. She and others founded the company Procure Impact to empower high-end hotels across the country to buy from social impact companies like Green Island Bakery.
Companies are buying products every day that could be leveraged to change people's lives.
For Lauren, it's not just business, it's personal.
How did you start Procure Impact? I have a brother who at one point was homeless and a missing person. I saw firsthand how difficult it is for people like my brother to find ways to become self-sufficient. At a time when he was unhoused, he was discovered for his art. Big Fortune 500 companies like Amazon and Pfizer started buying his art. Those purchases completely changed his life. And so when I saw that amazing transformative power of just like one purchase, I was like, how do you scale that to more people?
Take the Normandy Hotel in Washington, D.C. For example, guests can buy snacks like Green Island Bakery's cookies, Stroopies made by resettled refugees, and Cameron's chocolates made by people living with disabilities, as were these clocks, this side table and chess table made by formerly incarcerated people.
We actually have over 2,000 hotels who've committed to purchasing with us with a goal of creating over 100,000 hours of work initially. Every time somebody's buying from us, it's creating shift hours of work and dignified employment, and our goal is to impact millions of lives through these purchases.
Back to the taste test, it was worth the wait.
We're building a movement to challenge the misconceptions about what people are capable of, and we do that through selling products, but our movement's bigger than that. It's about giving people the opportunities that they deserve.
And that's it for us on Investigate TV Plus. I'm Tisha Powell.
And I'm Lee Zurich. Thanks for watching.
On the next Investigate TV Plus, the death of a young woman exposes a major flaw in some metal rails that line our country's roads.
Isabella was between that guardrail and the car when it went through her door. So that guardrail, it killed her.
We examine the effort to identify and fix problem guardrails and speak with lawmakers calling for change.